So when talking about baby sign language, I always get asked two questions. The first one is baby sign language the same as American Sign Language or British Sign Language? And the answer is no. Baby sign language refers to the use of gestures and hand movements to communicate with baby, whereas ASL is a complete language on its own with a complex grammar system and word order rules. Now, the major difference between baby sign language and ASL is that baby sign language is used in conjunction with spoken language. In other words, baby sign language is not a language on its own. Baby sign language doesn't teach a baby a new language. It basically supports and enhances the language which they are already in the process of learning. Hence, baby sign language builds on this natural way of communication in which allows babies and toddlers to communicate their wants and needs. Now, it's important to keep in mind that speech development lags behind cognitive development, which is why hand and eye coordination develops sooner. And that is why gesturing and doing hand movements, it's a natural way of babies and toddlers to communicate. Now, there's the lack of research that supports the idea that introducing a child to baby sign language will provide them with a head start in terms of cognitive development. However, what research does demonstrate is that it can reduce the amount of frustration that babies and parents feel by allowing or giving the children a way to communicate their wants and needs effectively before speech even develops. Now, the second question that I get asked is, does baby sign language delay a baby's speech development? And the answer to this one is no, it does not. There is no research that shows that introducing a child to sign language will delay their speech or their communication skills. However, there are plenty of individual families that believe that introducing their kids to sign language has helped them communicate their needs effectively. Now, if you're choosing to teach your child baby sign language, there's two things I want you to take in consideration. One of them is consistency. You want to be consistent with the signs as often as possible. You want to give them that repetition often, every day, all day, okay? And the second thing is that we want to follow the sign with what it means, okay? So for instance, if we're saying milk, right, we want to give the milk right away. Now that we know what 2 tips to follow in order to make baby sign language effective, let's start with sign number 1. And I always think that sign number 1 should be milk, okay? I personally started this one at, I think, 4 months with baby Z. So anytime I would nurse him, I would say milk and then nurse him. Milk and then nurse him. And when my husband was giving him the bottle, likewise, milk and then the bottle, okay? It got to a point that by 6.5 months, he already anticipated the sign. He was either looking for the bottle or he was looking for the breast. So it was really nice to see that. So the second sign that I suggest is eat. Right? So by 6 months, we're already feeding our little ones some baby food or solids that they can handle. And it is a really great opportunity for us to introduce this. So when you sit them on the high chair, before you give them their plate or before you give them their food, you say, eat, and then you give their plate, or eat, and then you give them the spoon, okay? Now the next one is all done. And this one is perfect. I really love using all done because it helps kids understand the end of something and it helps them kind of anticipate a transition, right? So when we're all done eating, I do all done out of the high chair, all done out of the bath, all done, put the toys away. And the last one is, I'm going to give you 2 options for the last one, and that is water or drink. Okay, so water, you're going to do a number 3, and you're going to go like this. Water, water. For drink, you're going to do like a C, and you're going to bring it to your mouth, like if you're holding a cup. Drink, drink. And then you give them their cup or their sippy cup, whatever it is you're introducing at that time. This is why the last 3 signs I recommend you start at 6 months, which is the time that kids are already sitting in a high chair and hopefully eating some solids and drinking water or drinking some liquids from a cup. So this is a great time to introduce that. So there you have it. Those are the signs I recommend using. Thank you so much, guys. Have a good one. Bye.